Hello, everyone. You are watching the 36 Chambers of Crypto Taxes. My name is Crypto J, aka Jamaal Solomon, and I love to talk about crypto taxes. But what I love even more than that is to highlight people that I think is doing great things within the blockchain ecosystem, whether it's Web3, security, whatever. But however, I'm really passionate about securing your crypto. I am not a security expert. I'm probably doing all the wrong things myself. So that's why I love to bring guests in that really know what they're talking about so we can protect it. It's the worst thing we could do is accumulate a lot of crypto only for it to be taken away for something that could have been prevented. So today, as you see our prior videos, we got Troy today, and we're going to be talking about wallet security. What's going on, Troy?
Hanging in there, Jay. Thank you for having me again.
Nice, nice. So let's just do first, just break down briefly the different various types of wallets that people have to choose from.
All right. So just starting off, as it relates to crypto, right? You have uh, custodial and non-custodial wallets. So custodial wallets are held through a third party. So they hold your private keys to your wallets. They can manage with or without your consent your funds to your account, right? Non-custodial wallets are wallets that you have full control over. So those come in the form of cold and hot storage wallets.
Nice. Is there a preference like for
Oh yeah,
security
definitely.
reason?
Definitely. So whenever you relinquish control over to like somebody else, like a third party, like that's not a situation you really want to be in, right? So we saw like with FTX, like people wanted to withdraw their funds from the platform. They couldn't do that, right? You've sent that trust off to someone else, right? When you have custodial control over your own funds, right? Meaning that it's in your possession, not to be confused with non-custodial wallets, right? Uh, when you have control over your funds, you can dictate where those funds are at. So you have more control over the security parameters that you can implement for your
So let
crypto.
so let's break it down by personality type. So let's say I'm a viewer, I'm watching this right now, and I'm like, yo, forget crypto day, forget Troy, they don't want to talk about. I just want to keep on the exchange. All right. They're not going to listen to us. How can they
Mm-hmm.
protect themselves if that's what they choose?
All right. Yeah. So if they just baseline security, I know you've probably gotten links to like from like crazy numbers. Um, for whatever reason, right? They'll say something in there, the text message maybe, or it come in the form of email, right? And these emails are like a form of phishing attacks, right? So don't click on any links that you didn't request, right? A lot of times these links can send you off to different websites, or they could contain like malware in the links, right? Something that people don't really realize, like when you go through all those redirects, you could be redirecting to a website that's downloading like malware to your phone. And from there, a hacker could like take control of your device, right? They can implement some type of like remote execution tools to be able to like monitor what's going on your device, look for pins and things like that. So those are like ways that they can get into your device to steal passwords, for example, to like your wallet.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm the same person. We're the same person rocking through these examples. Now you scared me. Now I'm like, dang, now he's making sense. All right, but I'm still a little scared. How can I go a little, just a little one level above that security level? What's the next step? And what's the
The
security?
next step,
Yeah. If I want to be a little more
just
secure.
right. So I would say mitigate your crypto assets, right? So, well, by mitigation I mean by spreading out like which wallets you hold in various forms. So you could have only like say 10 to 20% of your crypto in say a hot wallet, and that's a hot storage wallet. That's like those are typically like software wallets that are on your device, right? So if your device was compromised, right, and they were able to get like access to your wallet, they don't walk off with all of your assets, right? Also having a cold storage wallet and keeping that like in cold storage wallets, for those that don't know, is a device that isn't connected to the internet, right? So you've like treasures, ledgers. Those are devices that hold crypto assets, right? And they don't touch the internet until you connect the device to a laptop or a device, and it gets internet access like that. So having a good portion of your funds in a cold storage wallet, right, is a great way of like preventing those type of attacks.
Okay, I'm still the same person because now you're a good salesperson. You sound like you know what you're talking about. Now I'm like, all right, tell me what I really need to be. I know nothing's 100% secure, but what exactly do I need to be top level secure? And but I'm still the small guy, but I want to be, top security.
Got you. So a lot of it just boils down to again just basic online hygiene. Whenever you're using like say you're using an exchange, right? You want to secure your account with a very strong password with a password manager, right? These are things that people everyday people can implement, right? It's nothing like too technical about it, right? Um, you set it up with a password manager. You allow that to manage your passwords. If the third party also allows for 2FA, which is two-factor authentication, 2FA, two-factor authentication. I'm sorry, I had
Okay,
a
no problem. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
yes,
It's
sir. Yeah,
holidays.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And this is, and this comes in the form of a one-time password sent to your device, usually through phone number. I wouldn't suggest sending it through a phone number, as we can see like SIM swapping attacks. And this is when an attacker pretty much redirects all your phone activity to their phone, basically.
Oh,
So like whenever so you request like a 2FA from that website, and all that's going to the attacker's phone. So now they're getting access to you. Yeah. So I wouldn't use an SMS based 2FA, but in itself, it's better than nothing, right? And you also have apps out there for 2FA to that can send the same thing, like send those one-time
so if they send it
passwords.
through my email, do they have
Mhm.
access to my email now?
So okay, so like through data breaches, right? Yeah. So like if your account was leaked on the dark web, right, through like one of these data breaches, and it wasn't secured, right? As far as like having a strong password, they have access to that account now, right? They could, in theory, take control of your account that way as well, because now they have access to your email, right? And if the 2FA was going through your email, now they can pretty much like skip that whole step as far as like the SIM swapping, as like that version of an attack, right? Um, they could just request a 2FA, and there it is.
Oh man. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like because I'm hearing with some people write it on paper or print it in paper. Is that the most secure way? But it's like if I lose it, what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen? My crypto's gone. What do you feel about those paper just
Paper.
printing it out?
Right. So like a paper wallet, that's like, I guess in most cases that's a very secure way of holding your crypto as well. You can use something like I forget what they call them, but they're like metal. They're like made out of metal and virtually like indestructible. So like if the house caught on fire or whatever, right? Right, you can still have like your seed phrase still like implanted in the card itself.
Yeah, but hold on,
So
time out. So I will have to print out I print the code, the phrase, and then I would go to a
mm,
print shop and then have them put it on the metal. That's what you're saying? Like, because I don't understand how it would go to the metal.
right. And I think it's more so like engraving. Like I think that you can engrave it yourself, if I'm not mistaken. Or well, I wouldn't even suggest you like sending it off to like a third party to do for yourself, right? Because then they have your seed phrase, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
but
But
let's say devil advocate, like, because I spoke to
mhm.
my the guy that I would go to Prince. He doesn't have the slightest clue about crypto. So what if I just give him these stuff? Don't tell him what's don't tell him what's it about. Just say just print this on whatever material. Wouldn't that be secured? Because
Well,
I
I
got a
mean,
mom
give
and pop printer. He doesn't know about
I
this.
got you. Yeah, yeah. So like if you wrote it out on paper, you know, and on, like you only know where it's at, then I guess then that's a way of like keeping it offline, right? So you have paper wallets as well. They have their pros and cons as well. But like if the house burned down, then you know, you kind of like I hope I remember my seed phrase, you know, in that situation.
I saw something because I was speaking to a client and she has a lot of crypto, and what she does when I was doing research, they said some people keep it in a lockbox,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's a significant amount, and especially because we don't know when our last day is going to be on this earth.
It's true.
Um, if you hand it down to someone, hey, they're not going to go through your burnt building to find your stuff, and if they don't really know what's it about, they could be looking like after you die, looking for yourself. They don't know what this crazy C phrase is. So I think if you do paper, guys, find a safe spot to do it, but also, I don't know, you gotta let someone know, whether it's a spouse, a family member, have something written down. You don't need to have them
Definitely.
tell them, but like, listen, if stuff goes down, this is where you know you can find something.
Mhm. And another thing that you could do as well, inside of like the password manager, you could store that seed phrase inside the password manager as well. So that's a way of like keeping it from like prying eyes or whatever, you know, if you chose to do it that way as well. Um,
Yeah, but what if somebody hacks the password management
so
system?
all right, yeah. So like, I mean, that's always a caveat, right?
Mm.
However, you can put it on like a SD card, right, and then encrypt it, and then have the password manager within that encrypted uh SD card or USB or whatnot. So
Oh,
it's
that's means
there's
you super paranoid when you do that.
not
So you're gonna put
necessarily.
in password management encrypted. Oh man. Okay.
It's
I
just a
guess so.
way of yeah, it's just like keeping because you wouldn't want to keep it on your device itself, right? So like your laptop or whatnot, if it gets compromised, say they had like a keylogger or something like that in your like installed on like your device and was able to get those passwords off of your device, you know, like now it's like it's open to that hacker to be able to like get that information. If you have it on an SD card, like off off the device, it kind of takes that worry out, right? Because they don't have like physical access to that database.
I swear the more you talk, the more I feel like it's super important to get a consultant on security. I know like and I don't see this enough. I see this enough when people's talking about investment coaches, a consultant, obviously tax and all that stuff. But it seems, especially in the crypto world, I feel like if you're really serious about this, you should look into like having like a crypto security, I don't even know what the term would be, consultant to make sure that you're doing the right things, man. Because I don't feel like the average person, especially me, I'm the average person, will have the SD card and blah, blah. So how can you like find a consultant, a security consultant, which is kind of strange because they know where your stuff is at or they know what you're doing. Do those people exist?
I definitely. A lot of people. It's basically like just boils down to like finding like a cybersecurity expert, right, or
Mhm.
a cybersecurity consultant to help you facilitate that need, right? And I think that it's a growing space. I think more people will like come on the scene over time as we start seeing more and more different forms of attacks happen, you know, within the crypto space. And it's something that I've actually been thinking about as well. Maybe kind of filling in that gap. So
Yeah, like what are you waiting for?
right, right.
Come on, bro. Come on, we
um,
need you. I mean, sometimes, and this is what somebody told me, and I'm gonna start preaching to you. Now. This is what people told me. I had a big stage fright. I had stage fright up until I'm 42 right now, probably in my late 30s. And then someone said, listen, by you keeping in certain stuff, you're not only blocking your blessing, you're blocking other people's blessings. So sometimes you just got to do it. You're not going to be most likely the biggest of it, but if you help someone, next thing you know, you're helping their family, helping that, and it's a chain reaction. Now we all got to play a part. So, man, we need you in 2023, 2024. I don't care if you start with your family and friends, keep it small. We need people like you, man. Because the more you talk about it, I'm like, I need a Troy to walk me through this crap, and so I can feel a little more safer.
I
Because
appreciate it.
I wouldn't do all the security things by myself. I probably make all the mistakes. Because that's just not my lane, man. And if you guys, if you're listening to this and this is your lane, especially if you're a young kid or or you're trying to transition to something, really think about this because the need, you see this FTX stuff, you see all this other nonsense. Someone got hacked, I think, the other day in Asia. They took like 8 million. We need the security stuff, man. It's crazy out there, people.
It's crazy for real. Yeah. So
Man.
definitely.
So listen, guys, hopefully this helped y'all do your own research. As you can see, we intentionally didn't talk about what wallets to purchase from and all that other stuff because we don't want you coming after us. So do your research. However, just use these videos as like the foundation of what you should at least look into when you do your research. So at least you got a good starting point. And then when you look into products and services and consultants, at least you know what to ask for and what to look for. And that's half the battle. Troy, is there anything else you want to say?
Definitely do your own research. And just stay vigilant. Don't it and a lot of it just boils down to common sense, although common sense isn't so common. And
Yeah.
but but basically at the core of it, like if you get suspicious links just sent to your phone, don't click those, right? Yeah, you don't want to be a victim of like a cyber drive-by, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, guys. If it just
So
looks, if it smells, just delete it. You'd be fine. If they really into you, they call you, they email you, just delete it, guys. Don't fall for it. So, all right, Troy, man, it's always a pleasure. Hope you have a happy new year and keep on doing the great things that you're doing, bro. All
you as well, brother. Thank you again for having me.
right, bye.
All right. Happy New